How's it going, guys? So today's video, I want to go over some of the Mando kit stuff. I'm not going to do a whole reveal because you guys have probably already seen it by now, but I wanted to go kind of think about maybe some theory crafting potential where he's going to be probably the best utilized in, and we'll go over some of the content update today. Most of it's just packs and whatnot, but there are some interesting things that they kind of fixed and kind of hinted, I guess you could say. So first things first is a Mando. Man, this guy's so cool, guys. If you guys did not know this, he can pretty much annihilate people. So to do that, we got to go to his kit reveal here. And I thought I was already in it, but I'm not. So got to go to his kit reveal here first. And what it says here is he has an ability called Disintegrate. This is his whole little sniper rifle thing where he just pretty much one-shots whatever he wants to. So this is how you get it. I mean, it's not going to be like right off the bat you can use it. You have to get your payout first. So it's the Mandalorian payout. Whenever you receive a reward from your contract, this is what it is. You get, or he gets actually 50% more critical damage, and he's now able to use the Disintegrate until the end of battle now. So what does this mean? Well, Disintegrate pretty much means that whenever while he has critical chance up or critical damage up, this ability instantly defeats a target enemy, which can't be evaded. So, and also you can't be revived, of course, like Annihilate pretty much. So what does that mean? Well, I mean, just like Annihilate, he's like a Darth Nihilus. I mean, in that sense, but the build up to it might be, I would say, almost easier because you don't have to wait, like, what is it for Darth Nihilus? Like 2-3 turns, maybe? Actually, more like 3 to 4. With him, you could potentially, like, with like a whole bounty hunter team, focus on getting that contract off early, and you can have the critical chance up because you do get it on the basic ability. You can pretty much, I would almost say 2, maybe 3 turns, you can probably annihilate somebody, and they can't evade it. You know, they're just gone. You can't be revived anyways, either, which is kind of crazy. And it's on a cooldown of 8, but you can like use it like right after you get the payout, but after you use it, then it's gonna be on the cooldown, and there's really no way to reduce your cooldowns until I did not notice this. Each time the man okay, there's the thing. Every time he scores a critical hit while buffed, that will reduce the ability cooldown by 1. But then again, you can only use that Annihilate if you have critical chance up or critical damage up, which is, I mean, it's not that bad, I don't think, in my opinion. It's actually pretty easy to get, I would say, because of how the whole bounty hunters and all those guys function together. So that's probably the biggest thing here. I'm gonna do some wacky thumbnail today with like him being a CLS mixed with Darth Nihilus, because that's pretty much what he is. And on top of that, why is he CLS? Well, pretty much on, where is it? Is this basic? No, it's not as unique here. The Disciplined Bounty Hunter pretty much says it's a Zeta. Each time he scores a critical hit, he gets 30% turn meter, and other bounty hunters gain 15%, which is really just half of that amount. And at the start of the encounter, the Mandalorian has bounty hunter result because he's a Mandalorian. So that's the biggest thing here, I think, with this kit. Turn meter gain is really no joke whatsoever. It is kind of a big deal in this video game. But also, having that Mandalorian resolve is pretty clutch. So now that we kind of read that, we're going to go back and later on read some of the content update, what I think we'll probably be getting here shortly. I got to load my game, but while it's loading, there's a lot of cool possibilities with just the Mandalorian and where he could be possibly used. So he's a scoundrel, he's a bounty hunter. Also, all 3 of these new Mandalorian characters are all light side, so gonna be some cool, I would say, some nice theory crafting in the light side territory battle. We don't know yet because we haven't got our hands on it, but I would assume there's gonna be something big there. One thing I was noticing though with the Mandalorian's kit, it's actually in game right now. I could have just done this anyways, but he's kind of a similarity between Jango Fett with his lead, actually, because his lead kind of gives out kind of the same stuff, you know, more speed, some tenacity, which is kind of different than Jango Fett. Actually, Jango Fett you reduce, I think, or maybe you get more potency, I kind of forget. And also more critical chance. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of like a Jango Fett mixed with a Boba Fett with the critical chance and then the speed as well. It's pretty cool, the contract. You gotta just hit buffed enemies 20 times. It's not that bad, I don't think. But when we're thinking about where this is going to be probably used the best and utilized the best, and which leadership's going to be the best for him, and I would say, you know, Grief Karga and maybe some of the other bounty hunters. I don't know where Cara Dune's going to fit into all of this, because if she's going to be a tank for the rebel team, but also an initial an attacker for the scoundrels, then I would just assume like why would you really want her in this team now with the other bounty hunters that we have, because they're actually pretty good already. Just these two characters, the Mandalorian and now the Grief Karga, they make so much more sense in this whole team together, and kind of Kara is kind of left in the dust almost in like maybe like another scoundrel with like Kira team or something like that, maybe some CLS in there. But I do like this guy a lot. His basic might kind of seem underwhelming, but this is where you can kind of use and utilize your Annihilate once you get the payout with a critical chance. So it's pretty big stuff here. I mean, critical chance is no joke. When I'm thinking about this though, with like relics and relic 7, I guess you could say, it's gonna be way long for me to get that, but you get a lot of extra critical chance. And just like seeing this, like what does he get? He already gets critical chance as a mastery, so you don't really need, you don't have to rely on the critical chance buff, but you need that buff or the critical damage up buff to annihilate somebody. So that's the biggest reason there. But like when we're talking about like almost a nearly maxed Mando, you don't need to, you don't really need too much crit chance because you already have a lot of it anyways. So there's just so much different and cool stuff here, man. I really like it. So the leaderships, let's go to some bounty hunters here. So bounty hunters, Jango Fett has a dope lead. I think this is probably one of the best offensive bounty hunter leads in the game. Depending on like what you're going to be fighting and stuff, you could probably say Bosk lead. But I still think that Jango Fett is way more superior than that of Mandalorian for his leadership. You get not only like 10 more speed, but it's right here. You can reduce you can reduce potency for each debuff. That's pretty cool. And you give them less nasty, which is cool. But the biggest thing here, there's two big things here, is that you can stop enemies TM gain if they have burning on them, and also that the bounty hunters who have bounty hunters resolve, they get even more offense up. So it's crazy. I mean, if you're thinking about it now, 3 people in that entire team will now have that buff: Boba Fett, Jango Fett, and now Mandalorian. 3 people. Just imagine, they're all attackers. Imagine them with that buff and underneath this leadership, and they're all attackers. They're going to be hitting hard. I mean, that's going to be scary just off the bat of things. And depending on how fast they are, you're already going to get even more speed with this leadership. I mean, that's kind of crazy, man. I think this might be kind of busting of some. I wouldn't say some Galactic Legends. That would be kind of overkill, I would say. But it could probably, take out Darth Revan's, could probably take out maybe gases. I don't know, maybe. I'm not going to say it can or can't, but I mean, if you could stop turn meter gain with like this leadership and then even doing more damage, that'd be probably something there. But like other teams below that probably could beat that as well. So this now, with a Mandalorian and now Grief Karga now in the game, that just elevated this whole faction so much more. It's insane, actually. So everybody's thinking that, I'm actually thinking it's the same thing. It's just leadership is going to be probably Jango Fett for the most part. But if you are like in a GAC format, you wanted to actually use Jango Fett in your Newt team to kind of mess around with, I think it's this one here, something like that, where you have, I forget where it is, but you get pretty much damage immunity if the leadership is a separatist. With that, with Newt lead, that's probably like, if you were to use that there, well, guess what? You can kind of still use the Mandalorian lead if you wanted to, but you kind of miss out on the extra offense and stopping the TM gain. But it's still an option for you guys if you wanted to, which is still cool. It just is kind of funny how in the pictures of the kit reveals and like where it says to best utilize these guys, it was saying Grief Karga is going to be the best underneath Mandalorian leadership, which I don't really get too much because the Mando lead isn't like shouting like OP or amazing. It's really just average in my opinion. Yeah, you get more critical chance, but like when you keep in mind all these relics you're going to be getting on these characters, like you don't need it, you just don't need it. But I do think that the Mando will be an extremely, extremely high value person, even at low star. The best thing about these 3 characters right now that we've had is they're all pretty much viable, I would say, at like 3-4 star. As soon as you unlock them in Marquee, get them like gear 10, gear 11, dude, I think they're going to be really, really great because almost all of those guys, they're either there to, like, just for instance, let's just go through all the 3. So with Mando now, you can pretty much annihilate somebody, and with, either you have low star or high star, it doesn't matter, it can still annihilate somebody. That's huge. And giving TM is another huge thing as well. So that's like one cool thing you don't need high stars on. And then for Grief Karga, he doesn't do too much damage. He's a support, so you're going to be cleansing people. You're going to be getting out a lot of assists and TM, all that crazy stuff. So you don't need high star on that either. Yeah, it'll be super nice to get him all high star, especially Grief, so he's going to be a little bit more survivable and being harder to kill, but you don't need him there. And then last one is Kara. You don't need Kara Let's just go to them. I should be showing these, huh? You don't need Kara to be super, super high because she can kind of just revive whenever she wants. If she has potency up, she can revive. And now that I'm thinking about it, if she can just kind of stay below that threshold of the health, and if they can just keep on killing her, like just one-shotting her, that's going to be super hard to maintain, because if you can't dispel that potency up and she just keeps on reviving over and over again, that's got to be some cool potential there with like Night Sisters or something like that. So everybody here, I think, can be totally usable at low start. I just see it. I think it's probably, having these three characters being a marquee-esque character after what we just had, like the Galactic Legends. I think this is a pretty nice little change of pace, honestly. I don't want to, congratulate CG too much right now, because I don't know like what they have, in a month or two down the line with like all this stuff. But for now, I'm gonna give a +1 to CG because this is pretty good stuff. I do like these characters. I just think we'll probably get some more, probably, dark side from the Mandalorian. Like, let's just say these are like the first 3. I would say like the next 3 or however many after this will probably dark side. Like, we're talking Moff Gideon, maybe some of the Stormtroopers. The Flame Trooper would be dope. But we'll have to see. So that's kind of these guys. I think the Mandalorian will be super good with him being underneath the Jango Fett leadership, which is proccing the leadership early on. And because you have to hit debuffed enemies. Wow, I can't talk. Enemies, and then you get the contract off. But after that, you can just pretty much annihilate somebody, and you're good to go. TM gain is super clutch. He's awesome. Pretty much like I just said earlier, he's a CLS mixed with a Darth Nihilus. He's awesome. So that's that. I'm gonna come back in here to the game, and we're gonna read some of the content update. I know this might be kind of far-fetched and kind of speculatory, I know, but I just still want to kind of hit up on it. We don't know. It is just something, another topic to bring up while I finish off the video. So this is the content update for today. Today is the 22nd, so tomorrow will be the 23rd. So you can see these guys are going to be marquees. All of them are, which is awesome. I love that a lot. However, we could have potentially see them in like a Wicket or a Towson type of event where you got to keep on doing it over and over again, like a monthly kind of thing. That'd be pretty cool, but at least these are marquees, not like a something else that's really bad. At least these are marquees. So yeah, we're gonna have the next few weeks to get these guys. So let's see some of the fixes though. So people thinking that this is like the top fix here is with Mace Windu. So Mace Windu here, it says they fixed an issue where Mace Windu's Ardent Slash and GOTB would deal more damage than intended to enemies that take reduced damage from % health damage effects. So super far-fetched, I know, but why would they fix this right now and not fix it way back in the day? Because most top-end guilds, they don't really have an issue with like having to deal with Mace Windu, I would say, for like the most part. I've never ever witnessed this bug for myself, so I don't really know. And just like seeing this now, I know that we've been trying to, being hinted towards, a Mace rework, Mace Windu rework early on in this year. It's almost May now. It would be cool. They did say that I remember a past Q&A, I would say maybe like December, November last year, that they were going to do Mando content a little bit later down the year, but they were going to do a Mace Windu rework a bit earlier. But now the timetables have now changed up. So what I'm thinking, at least, so super speculatory, but maybe they're doing the Mando stuff first and then the Mace Windu stuff following, and then even more, Mando stuff, Empire, Rebels. I think it's all going to happen this year, and hopefully leading up to a Death Star raid. I've always wanted to see that. I've been saying it for a long time now, but this right here, Mace Windu, I think that could be, hinting towards something. I know it could just be a super tinfoil hat kind of esque thing there, but I would just love to see a Mace Windu rework so much. I just think that now, looking at Kiadi Mooney now in the game, a lot of guilds, top-end guilds, I guess you could say, are now unlocking him. I've actually unlocked him myself. If you guys want to check this out, I've already unlocked him myself. Yeah, I just think that the GR are not done yet. The whole Galactic Republic, they're just not done yet. I just don't see it, man. There he is. I don't know where he is. Gosh, I forget where my guy is, man. Where's my big forehead, dude? There he is. So I don't know. I think that I don't think that the Ki-Adi-Mundi is going to be the rework for all of the GR yet. We're not done. I think Mace Windu will be the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, I guess you could say, with Ki-Adi-Mundi, and then building like another whole separate GR team with like now Padme and the Gas and 501st. We'll have like 3 teams that are really solid now. Hopefully, we'll have to see. But I do think that we're not done, and I think Mace Windu will be getting a rework shortly. Now the timetables, I would say, are kind of messed up a bit. I think we should have gotten the Mace rework a bit earlier in the year, maybe even with a Death Star raid or a ship raid in general, and then the Mando content following. But now it's kind of shuffled a bit, a bit backwards. So we're gonna get Mando first, and then some of this stuff last or later. So that's it. That's my thoughts there. Maybe you guys think differently. If you guys do think differently on this whole stuff on Mace and going back onto the Mando stuff, where do you guys think that Mando will be best utilized in? Let me know down below. I think he's gonna be great on a Jango Fett. I think he's gonna be super OP. Honestly, he can probably take out some big boy teams, JKRs, Darth Revans, heck, maybe even Gases. Probably not GLs. That's kind of a far shot, but we'll have to see. Let me know those comments down below. And also, if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it around, and if you guys are new here to the channel, feel free to sub. We have a couple ways down below to support. We got a Patreon, we got channel memberships, and also if you want to come chat around with me, Discord is also down below in the description. Go check it out, guys. And with that being said, I'll see you guys all later. Peace out, and thank you, Taylor Boner, for the sub. What a name. Peace out, guys. See you later. Oh my gosh.